So Apple updated the MacBook Air and the Mac Mini today. So on paper, these updates actually look pretty good. But did anybody else feel almost a little annoyed, underwhelmed, as well as angry? I did, and you'll probably figure out why I felt like this, or do still feel like this, in a few minutes. Here's a recap of everything that's new in the MacBook Air. I'm going to sound pretty disgruntled for this part of the video, except for number 7, because number 7 is the reason why I think the MacBook Air is going to be way better than the regular 12-inch MacBook. Am I this disgruntled for the new iPad? Well, check that video out as well. So here's everything that Apple has done to modernize the MacBook Air. There's, I think, 11 in this section. Number 1 is that they added a Retina screen, which would have been incredible if they did this closer to 2012 than 2020, because Retina screens kind of are the de facto standard for Apple computers, but apparently, most people sitting in that keynote didn't realize that. Just listen to that applause.
Providing 4 times the resolution for over 4 million pixels.
Number 2 goes to the FaceTime camera, which now appears at the top of the display.
And even with this narrower border design, we were still able to keep the FaceTime camera at the top of the display, which is exactly where you want it when making a FaceTime call.
Where else would it be? The MacBook Airs now get Touch ID, which is pretty handy. I'm actually very fond of Touch ID on my laptop, not as much on my iPhones anymore, because typing my usual password is 00000 is kind of annoying on my laptop. Being able to pay with Apple Pay using Touch ID on my Mac is actually quite awesome, since I buy all my stuff on my Mac and not through my iPhones. Number 4 goes to the T2 chip, which comes with all its fancy new security features. That's all I have to say about that. Sounds great on paper. I don't know if it works. Also, what comes to mind when you see the word T2? I'll be back. Number 5 is that it comes with a keyboard and trackpad. Not that it didn't before, but now it comes with the same keyboards and trackpads that all the other Mac laptops have. Number 6 is that it sounds better. Actually, it probably just sounds just as good as all the other laptops that exists in Apple's lineup. Number 7, and this is the good one. This is the great one. It comes with Thunderbolt 3, not USB-C like you would find on the MacBook 12-inch. Thunderbolt 3, and this is awesome. It's amazing. Why? Because Thunderbolt 3 basically eliminates the problem of having a weak sauce graphic cards in the laptop. It's been a long time coming, but external processing units, or eGPUs, have started to really pick up steam. So being able to add a buttload of processing power to my laptop using an eGPU has been awesome. My laptop has been running cooler, which means there's less wear and tear on the unit, and I can run as many monitors on the eGPU as it has ports for. Number 8 goes to, well, new chips and a faster SSD. And every single time I see this part of the keynote, I always wonder why they even have it. It's like waking up every day. If somebody asks me, how was your day? I don't respond with, I woke up. That's kind of given. You know, that's kind of similar to chip upgrades. It's gonna happen. Number 9 goes to the amazing all-day battery. But all day to Apple isn't the same all day to us folk who think that a day is only 24 hours. Apple defines all day as the amount of time you might be working on your laptop, which apparently caps off at 12 hours on the MacBook Air. I love marketing fluff. Number 10 is the new form factor, which is pretty neat. Smaller is always better. Well, when it comes to laptops. Number 11 goes to the new aluminum alloy used in the Air, which is going to be better for the environment, which is pretty cool. Now, I personally do enjoy watching those parts of the keynote because it shows Apple's innovation in other areas. Now, I always see Apple has stopped innovating years ago, comments in my videos, and stuff like that in their keynotes kind of shows that they're still innovating. Like, they came up with their own freaking aluminum alloy. Now, this new recycled aluminum alloy has the same benefits as fresh aluminum, so most people won't know the difference. But the question I have now, is there an option to get a MacBook Air for the new ones with fresh aluminum? So that's the updated MacBook Air. It is amazing, isn't it? Maybe, maybe not, but all I know is that it's going to be even harder now to figure out which Mac laptop to get. Now, when I was going through this phase of trying to update my 2012 MacBook Pro Retina, I was able to completely ignore the MacBook Air because it looked like a relic from a bygone era. But with Thunderbolt 3 connectors, this MacBook Air could be capable of doing some pretty awesome, powerful things. I'd even venture that you can probably do some pro-level work, like editing for these videos, on that device if you've got an eGPU. If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, I do encourage you to click subscribe. My channel primarily, well, revolves around product reviews, but I also like to put out opinion pieces like this because I'm a tech guy. I like tech. I like shiny new things. Now, before I move on to the Mac Mini, there was one part at the beginning of the keynote that kind of caught my eye. Tim seemed really proud of, macOS Mojave and proud of Gallery View. Gallery View just sucks. Onto the Mac Mini. And this was so incredibly painful to watch because having a keynote announcing the upgrade of a 4-year-old computer is pretty much the equivalent of me cleaning up Monty's poop that's 11 days old. I know I should have done it 10 days ago, but here we are. And listen to that, people are literally applauding during the keynote, celebrating Apple's procrastination when it comes to maintaining the Mac Mini. Where's my applause for cleaning up ancient Monty poop? The thing that stunned me the most during the Mac Mini part was when the guy goes,
making the Mac Mini up to, wait for it, 5 times faster than before.
I hope the new Mac Mini is 5 times faster than before. Considering that the last Mac Mini was 4 years old, how is that even a fair comparison? It's like the head of BMW coming out and saying that their new M series is 1,000 times faster than a Pony. I sure hope so. It's a stupid stat. All right, enough of that. Here are some of the notable things for the Mac Mini.
Now, I'm sure you've noticed that we've given it an awesome space gray finish. For one, we know our pro customers are gonna love that.
Apparently the finished space gray is only for professionals only. Who knew? With the new Mac Mini, you can put way more memory in it than you could years ago. My Mac Mini could only have 16 gigabytes, the new one's 64. Pretty significant upgrade. And you have the option for more hard drive space at 2 terabytes, which sounds amazing. And I'm guessing that's a premium version because the base model starts at 128 gigabytes. Who buys a computer with a 120 gigabyte hard drive? Notable upgrade number 4 is that Apple has included the I'll be back chip. Now I'll be honest with you, I'm very impressed with Tom's enthusiasm when he talks about the HEVC video encode being 30 times faster.
Get this, 30 times faster, 30 times faster.
30 times faster.
30 times faster! There's an updated cooling system apparently with the Mac Mini. I wonder if the cool animation ships with the unit. Now as a side note, I kind of had to take a look at the cooling unit on my old Mac Mini. And apparently it has a fan too. But unlike my old Mac Mini, I don't have any Thunderbolt 3 ports. I think I have a Thunderbolt 1 port on this unit. Now, again, I won't go back into more detail. I'm excited with Thunderbolt 3 because you can do eGPU, so awesome. If I was to ever hire a video editor, I'm getting them a Mac Mini with an eGPU to do all my edits. Thunderbolt 3, awesome. The last notable thing is that the outside is now made from recycled aluminum, which again, is there an option for fresh aluminum? Now I know I didn't talk much about the processors and the chips and everything, and to me that just, it's to be expected. Even if it's 4 years too late or 3 years too late, it's to be expected. You're going to have a lot of customizable options with the new Mac Mini, ranging from really slow, crappy, I think i3 chips all the way up to, I'm guessing, i7 chips. You're going to be able to pack a lot of computing power into this tiny thing, which is, I think, a great idea. I always liked the Mac Mini, and the fact that they finally updated 4 years later, it was kind of heartbreaking because this thing is so cool to use. And this ties into the last part of this video, was that when Tom was showing, all the Mac Mini racks used by all those different companies and whatnot, before starting this channel, I ran a consultant firm. My servers were actually Mac Minis sitting in Sonnet server racks. And so this entire setup with the Mac Mini was just so easy to maintain, and I just loved it. I absolutely adored it 6 years ago. What do you guys think for the new MacBook Airs and the new Mac Minis? Are you guys as kind of angry and annoyed at the upgrades? Like, they're nothing new, they're nothing groundbreaking. They are literally upgrading these products to be modern. Like, they're not pushing it any further. Hopefully it's not another 4, 5, 6 years before we see another update to the form factor of the MacBook Air, or even a basic upgrade to the Mac Mini. I don't think it'd be that hard just to throw in another processor into the Mac Mini, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. I don't know. I'm not a computer guy, computer hardware guy, so I couldn't say for sure, but I know they did that with the MacBook Air about June 2017. They added a new chip. Couldn't have done that with the Mac Mini. Questions, comments, leave them down there. Go watch the iPad video, because instead of making fun of Apple in this video, I actually have a few more profound thoughts about the new iPad Pro. It's actually a Pro device now.